What's going on, everybody? It's Antonio from Ikari Press. We're on the Indiegogo. $65,073. Santana, baby. Triple cover back is, of course, still ongoing. If you want it, head on over to Indiegogo or just type in IkariPress.com. It'll take you right there. Link, of course, is in the description. All right, so they aired episode 4, Game of Thrones, last night. I've watched the episode a few times now. This is on TMZ here. Apparently, some very astute fans probably watched that damn episode about 50 times, and they just, they're looking for Easter eggs and frame by frame and all that kind of stuff. And they noticed, as you might see on the screen here, this little red arrow is pointing to a StarBucks cup that someone left there. Most likely, it's right there where Jon Snow was sitting in that scene. So I'm not exactly sure who left it there. It might have been, I don't know. The queen seems to be holding a cup in her hand as I'm looking at. She's probably drinking some mead, some ale. But I thought the episode was really good. It had a couple of things in it. Obviously, they were winding down from the big battle from episode 3. That was there, and then they also, they had to, I guess, burn all the dead, and because hell, there were thousands of people that got slaughtered. So I knew they weren't going to try to bury everybody, even though the Night King's gone, and the dead wouldn't be coming back. It just seemed to make sense to just go ahead and burn everybody. Couple of things. We're about to get into some spoiler stuff, so if you haven't watched it, go ahead and just tune out now. So I'm going to give you a little second, just let you know I'm getting into some spoilers for episode 4. Just some of the things that I liked or just my opinions on certain things. One of the things that I had talked about a few times was, what's going to happen to the free folk, to Torment, and all them. And Torment told Jon that he was going back north of the wall. Because I was like, it didn't make no sense for them to stay up in, up there around Winterfell and in the northern territories. It didn't really make any sense for the free folk to stay there. They only came, quote unquote, south of the wall because of the White Walkers. That was the only reason they wanted to be there. The White Walkers were coming at them, and then they were like, yo, we got to dip. So that was the whole point of that. White Walkers are gone now, which means they can go back to the country that they want to be in. They don't want to be. They consider this the South. Even though Jon and Tormund, they always arguing that it's not. Hey, this is still the North. No, it's the South. Well, they want to go back north. They don't want to stay here, so they're leaving. Another thing, Jon told him to take Ghost with him. So Ghost is going back north of the wall. What was it? Gilly is pregnant with Sam's baby. I thought that was a nice little touch because the other baby is not Sam's baby. But hey, little Sam is not Sam's baby. But hey, he loves little Sam anyway. But this baby is actually, Sam's been apparently getting a hole-in-one on a regular basis there. So congrats to Sam and Gilly. Another thing I thought was, oh man, when Gendry, and I suspected he was going to go, because I thought they were going to try to get them together or whatever. Gendry had to, of course, go find Arya. He dropped to one knee. Hey, he's not a bastard anymore. Daenerys, actually legitimized him, and now he is Gendry Baratheon, and he is Lord of Storm's End, although she has to win the damn war to make that official. But Gendry is no longer a bastard, and he is Lord of Storm's End, and of course he asked Arya to be his wife. And then, he dropped to one knee and proposed. And then I loved when she dropped to her knee and she kissed him. And she was just like, you're going to make someone a great husband, but that's not me. I still think that she should marry him. I just don't think they're going to have a conventional relationship. But I definitely think Arya and Gendry need to be together. I did like the fact that when she rode out, she caught up with the Hound. The Hound was dipping out to go on by himself. He wasn't marching with the rest of the entourage. He was, he decided he was like, I'm alone. I'm just going out on my own. And Arya hopped on her horse and she was right out there with him because she was like, yeah, I got some business in King planning too. Because she wants to kill Cersei. Cersei's on her list. I don't know if I don't think she's gonna get that. I from the very beginning I never thought that Arya was going to be the one that was going to get to kill Cersei. I think that's going to be Jaime. I think, and that was so. Let me go into that. So Jaime hooked up with Brienne. And I mean, she pretty much, she admitted that she was a virgin. And obviously, well, she's not a virgin anymore because he seemed like he took a couple of liberties with her. I mean, they had a little fun, which it's funny because I've seen some of the interviews. They were doing press runs. And those two are often paired together when they were doing their little press junkets and stuff. And they are just dear buddies. And they just seem to like each other. And they were just cracking up, So I was like, it just seems like they can't keep a straight face. They're always laughing and the whole thing. So it looked like they have a great relationship off camera. So I thought that was the right move. Putting Jaime and Brienne together, I thought that worked out. It kind of made me sad when he decided he was like, I gotta go back to Cersei, and he just left. Braun, when Braun shows up in Winterfell with the crossbow to kill Tyrion and Jaime, I like that he cut him a little deal instead. He was like, "They're my boys and everything." So. She told me she was going to, she wants me to kill both of y'all. And, she'd make me a lord or whatever. And I like that. So he's apparently going to get, what is that? Wherever the hell the Tyrells are from. So he's going to get, if they win, but they got to win. Varys and Tyrion. So, okay, let me rewind that because I definitely want to talk about Varys and Tyrion because Sansa broke her word to Jon and told Tyrion who Jon really was, that he's actually Aegon. So, he's Aegon, Aegon the 5th or 6th or whatever the hell. That he's actually Rhaegar's son and the true heir to the throne. And so Dany is obviously threatened by that. But, Arya and Sansa know it. They know who he is now. Sansa thinks that Dany should not be queen. And, Tyrion's like, they love each other. They should just get married. And I enjoyed the conversation between Varys and Tyrion because they were, it really breaks down a lot of the things that I've always thought was a little strange about Game of Thrones because they got a lot of incest in Game of Thrones. And I understand, because George R.R. Martin's done 100 interviews talking about that kind of stuff because he was like, when you actually look at nobility throughout the centuries, they were marrying sisters and cousins. They were marrying in between each other and stuff. They were, one family would go out. Some rulers actually married their sisters and stuff. So this happened, but they married a lot of first cousins and stuff. And they kept that bloodline the way it was. So when you see Dany, especially in the books, she actually before Viserys promised her off to Khal Drogo, she always said that she thought that Viserys was just grooming her, until she became of age so that he could be her husband, that they were going to be married because that's the Targaryen tradition, the blood of the dragon. It actually said, the blood of the dragon must remain pure. So the Targaryens, Aegon the First married both his sisters and had babies with them. So this is normal for her. She was like, hey, I was ready to marry my brother, and you're my nephew. I'm ready, and I love you, and I'm ready to marry you. Jon's like, yeah, I hit that when I didn't know we was blood related, but now he's backing off because he's like, that's my auntie. I can't do that, and they don't do that in the North. And I really enjoyed the conversation between Varys and Tyrion when they were talking about that. They was like, they were talking about, hey, Dany was thinking, she was gonna marry her own brother, and the Targaryens, they get down like that anyway. That intermarrying between brothers and sisters, that's not something that Northmen do. And Jon's really a Northman, even though he's by rights a Targaryen. He's a Northman. And like I said, he slept with Dany when he didn't know who she was. But now he knows who she is. And so he's like, I don't know about all that. Although he's still, the feelings are still caught up, but I'm still convinced that she's gonna, that she is gonna have his, or she's gonna be pregnant with his baby. I still think that's gonna happen. Maybe he'll have to get his head wrapped around the fact that, hey, she's my auntie, but we're just gonna have to get over that. But I thought that was great. Let me see. Okay, was it Rhaegal? The whole thing with the Iron Fleet with those dragon slayers, man, just, oh my God, when there was such a beautiful shot with Drogon and Rhaegal, they were flying out, and then all of a sudden and he's got one in him. He's got a big old arrow in him. I was like, whoa, what's that? And then he had a couple of them in him. Once they hit him the first time, they just lit him up. And he just plummeted into the sea. And I thought Dany was gonna do her Dracarys thing, because she looked like she did like a power dive in there, and she was heading right towards the Iron Fleet, and she was about to light them up. But they were firing at her, and I know they missed, but I don't know, for whatever reason, I guess she just stayed low and decided to, be smarter about it. Maybe they need to put some armor plating on Drogon or whatever. That would be cool to see, because I see a lot of that medieval fantasy stuff where they'll have the dragon actually, he'll have like a headpiece, and, he'll have armor on, So I think that would be cool. But, obviously they get down to King's Landing, and you see the two hands meet. Tyrion walks up with the maester. I can't remember his name, but he's a great actor. I love that evil old maester. I love him. But you see they managed to get Missandei. They get her, and she's held hostage. If you don't surrender now and bend the knee, then we're going to take out. Which anybody paying attention to Daenerys Stormborn knows that she's not, she didn't come all this way to talk. She knows her friend's about to die, and she's, but she just was like, hey, go up there and talk to him. Tyrion goes up. I love when all the archers pull down on Tyrion. Like, all the archers they pull down on him, and then Cersei just holds her hand up, and she was like, nah, don't kill him. And then they all stand down and stuff, and, he tries to talk to her, and she was like, yeah, no, and then she has the mountain chop Missandei's head off, which I figured that. I thought Grey Worm was going to die in the previous episode, so I'm actually surprised that they did that in a way that I wasn't expecting. I expected it to be Grey Worm in the previous episode. I thought Missandei would last a little longer, but again, thumbs up for the episode. I really enjoyed it. Looking forward to episodes 5 and 6. I think those are going to be fantastic. But besides that, in the StarBucks Cup, let me know what you guys think. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. And if you guys want to reach out to me, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and right here on this YouTube channel. Everywhere is at Ikari Press. And if you type in IkariPress.com, it will take you directly to my Indiegogo campaign for my comic book series brand with the phenomenal Kanan White. We're on Teespring. We're on Amazon.com. The links to those are in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe. I'm out.